For the past couple days, it's been raining a crazy amount outside. Roads have been collapsing into the ocean. Freaking brown water advisories. It's been crazy. But today I'm gonna try and go out and dive. I'm gonna be going with my friend Kalai. We're gonna be catching some awesome fish, just having a fun time, cooking up the fish at my house, and we'll see you guys in the video. Alright guys, I get down here to the bottom. This is my first drop of the day, so I'm heading down here to the bottom. I have high expectations for today. I haven't dived in a little while, so I'm pretty excited to get out here and try to shoot some fish. And off into the distance, I can see a school of like some polanis, some nai-nais, those type of fish off into the distance, and they're coming in closer to me. And you can actually hear my friend in the top screaming about seeing these vekenonos. He's trying to warn me, but I cannot hear him underwater. So then I see these vekenonos, and I'm trying to wait for them to come in, but they kind of end up swimming away. So I'm just down here waiting, scratching a little bit, just trying to see if these fish will come in, but it doesn't seem like they're gonna come in, so I head back up to the surface. Huh? Did you hear me? No, what? The are right on your fin. Yeah, they came right behind me again. Alright guys, can you spot the Tako? 3, 2, 1. It's right there. Look in this little hole right here. I spot the Tako, so I'm going down here, trying to poke him out, just doing a little Tako tickle technique. Just being a little bit gentle. You can see his tentacles flailing out of the hole right here. And I'm trying to be gentle with my spear gun. Just trying to finesse him out of this hole. Just trying to be as calm as possible while trying to take him out of this hole. And he's responding well to that. His tentacles are coming out. I grab him right there. I start heading up to the surface. And then I'm pretty stoked on this one. Double? Doubles, bro. Less? Behind you. Yes, son. Yours is bigger. I never see anything when he started poking him out. He just started... Oh, that other one? They must have been like mating or something. Yeah, alright guys, so right here I'm pretty stoked on what happened. I'm taking another drop down to the bottom. 2 Takos, me and my friend on one drop is pretty sick. But you can see off into the distance there's some vekenonos, which is a little sign what's to come later into the day. Guys, right here is a really sick clip. I'm pretty excited to show you guys. Kalai, he tried to poke out a Tako, but it wouldn't come out. So he left his gun down on the bottom, and I decided to come down with him and film him poking out this Tako. So right here he's going down to the bottom. He's going to retrieve his gun pretty slowly, just trying to smoothly approach this Tako. So he grabs his gun and he starts poking it out, doing his Tako tickle technique, trying to tickle this Tako out. He's grabbing his hand against the rock to see if he'll come out, and you can see in the top right there the Tako comes out. He tries to grab it and it swims away. He's worried it's gonna get away. He grabs it, it starts inking, then he goes back to retrieve his gun, and on the way he does a little Tako bite and kills that fish instantly. Guys, so right here I spotted a little cave from the surface, so I'm dropping down, trying to be stealthy, just trying to sneak against this corner right here when I'm going into the cave. So I'm swimming down here very slowly, and you can see right when I get down here just tons of life manpachis everywhere, but there's none of the really big fish I'm looking for. There's no uluas. You can see off into the distance there's like a pretty big inanui, but I'm not really looking for that today. So I'm just kind of creeping around this cave, seeing if there's anything I want. But honestly, in this cave there's not really anything I want, because I don't have a 3-prong, so I just decided to dip out of this cave. But it was pretty cool just to check out what's inside of here. Alright guys, and you can see my buddy Kalai, he picked up an pelukala, which he says is a really good sashimi fish. I've never really tried it. And then you can see him here down on the bottom. He just shot a roi, which is an invasive fish, and you see it on the surface. It's a pretty cool looking fish, and they would taste really good if you're able to eat it, but they have ciguatera, so we're not actually allowed to eat this one. So he just kills it in the head and drops it back down to the bottom. Alright guys, so you can see this. I'm taking another drop down here today. It's a little bit dead, the reef, but when I get down here to the bottom, I'm not noticing too much until I turn to my left and I spot a couple moose off into the distance, but they are on the smaller side, so I'm not really trying to entice them in too much. But this is a good scouting dive to see what we can see later on. Alright guys, so this is a dive I'm not really the most proud of, to be honest, but I'm gonna show you guys just so you can learn from my mistakes on this dive. So I spot a moana collie straight in front of me, but instead of going to the bottom, I kind of just like chase it around. I don't even know what I'm really doing in this clip, guys. I kind of just completely whiffed this one, but I'm trying to chase this moana collie around in the middle of the water, which is super threatening for this fish. And you can see him right there. I'm swimming over towards him in a really threatening manner, and he's not presenting the shot. And instead of just taking my opportunity next dive, I just take a long shot and absolutely whiff. Alright guys, so right here, this is a pretty sick clip. I threw my flasher and this huge barracuda school comes up to it, and I'm diving with my friend Kalai, and he's trying to swim down and shoot him, and he's right here shooting him, and he just whiffs. Like, the big school just messed him up, I think. Alright guys, so I take another drop right here because I know the barracuda school's around, and I also want to see if there's any other fish down here on the bottom. So I'm down here just waving my flasher a little bit. You can't see it because my GoPro is aimed up too high, but I'm down here waving my flasher, trying to see if anything's gonna come in, and then I turn to my left right here, and you can see the barracuda school off into the distance. So I'm trying to swing my gun over to them because I'm deciding if I want to shoot one or not. So I'm swinging my gun over to them, waving my flasher, swimming towards these fish, trying to see if I can close the distance or not. And then I get close enough to them, but I decide I don't really want one of these guys, and I let them live another day. Alright guys, so this is another drop. We head out to a little bit deeper grounds. It's still relatively shallow. It's around 40 feet. But I get down here to the bottom, and I like sometimes taking drops like this. It's just a little blind drop. I'm just going down here to the bottom, stretching out my lungs, relaxing, and just having a fun time. This is what diving is all about. You don't always have to shoot something. So I get down here to the bottom, and I'm just relaxed, enjoying what's going on, trying to see if there's any fish, but I'm not really spotting too much. So I'm kind of just enjoying my time here on the bottom, and I decide to head up to the surface.
You wanna just start drifting back? Huh? You wanna start drifting back? We swam kind of far. Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
Guys, so on the way back, I'm in a little bit shallower water, and I spot this huge school of veke nonos. So I get down here to the bottom, and they're actually super interactive with me. They're coming right up to me. So I'm down here tucked under this rock, and you can see I'm just popped up. They give me a perfect shot, nailed them right in the gill plate right there, and it's an awesome shot. And I'm not really too used to using my new reel yet, so I'm kind of messing up a little bit with it. I had the line too loose, and it kind of takes off. But yeah, it was a pretty sick shot, guys. I'm stoked on this veke nono. This thing is going to make ceviche later in this video, so stay tuned.
Veke nono probably weighs more than that.
You got it already?
Yeah.
Yeah, the veke nono is heavier.
Guys, so I take another drop in a bed deeper water around 40-45 feet, and I'm down here on the bottom. You can see it's the nice grassland structure. It's what the ukus really like, but today we haven't really been seeing any ukus. It's also because we've been diving shallower 40s and 50 and under, but still. But this looks like a pretty cool environment, and I'm just down here relaxed on the bottom, enjoying the dive, having a fun time. And I'm looking off into the distance, trying to see if any fish is going to come in, but it doesn't really seem like it, so I head back up to the surface. Alright guys, so this is actually my last drop of the day, and I'm heading down to the bottom like I always do, relaxed. And I get down here to the bottom, and I can see a pretty cool reef structure. It actually seems like there should be more life here than there is, but this spot is heavily dived, so there's not that much fish around. But I'm down here on the bottom, relaxed, just seeing what's going to come in. And I'm not seeing a whole lot, so I'm kind of just waiting, trying to see if anything's going to come in, shaking my flasher, and nothing ends up coming in. So I kind of just decide to head up to the surface again.
Guys, I just got out of the water. This is the haul. I got my biggest veke nono ever. Oh, I'm stoked on this one. I got a nice taco. We're going to weigh it, but I think it's around 3 pounds. And then my friend got 3 tacos and 2 pelucalas. Yes, sir.
Let's make fish ceviche. Alright guys, so I wasn't actually able to fillet this at the beach yesterday, so I'm gonna just do it right now. What you wanna do is just make the slit right into the fish, just like this. Then poke in this hole right here, and just carefully drag your knife through the flesh, nice and precisely, all the way to the end. Cut the slit in the back, almost like just peel your knife through the meat nice and smoothly. Make sure to
Get as much meat off as possible. Lift the skin up if it helps. Then you want to be careful when you're going over the bone. Up to the top, you might have to cut a little bit through the bones. Just nice and gently. Just like so. Got your first fillet, guys. Cut right here. Just do exactly what you did on the first side. Alright guys, now that you got your 2 fillets, what you want to do is get the skin off. I just like to make a little slit like this into the skin. Then what I do is I lift it up and just rub my knife right underneath the skin, getting off as much meat as possible. Okay, I got my first skin done right here, guys. Time for the second side. And what you're gonna do is exactly the same thing. Make the little slit, peel back, and just rub your knife against the skin while cutting through the meat. There we go, 2 nice fillets for the ceviche. Okay guys, now that I got my 2 fillets done, I'm gonna just cut them up into cubes, get it ready for the ceviche. But first, what I wanna do is get off this blood rind right here. Guys, I don't like keeping the bloodline in my recipes. I just don't think it tastes as good with the bloodline in, versus if you cut it out. Okay, now that we got our bloodlines all cut off, it's time to cut this into cubes for the ceviche. Boom, guys, we got the meat done. Now it's time to cut up the vegetables, the fruits, whatever we gotta do. And it's gonna be tasting great, guys. Alright guys, we let it marinate for about 2 hours and I'm ready. I'm excited to try this. I spent a lot of time making this. Okay, so what I gotta do is just get a spoonful of the fish, the tomatoes, the avocados, and let's try them. Oh yeah, you can taste like the lemon zest, the avocados, the tomatoes. I mean, it blends really well together. It's a nice tasting dish. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like and comment if you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.